Praying Through Pain, Honest Conversations with God. A journey of faith and healing. Welcome, beloved friends, to Faithful Reflections Christian Chronicles, a sanctuary where we gather to explore God's boundless love and find solace in His Word. I'm your host, Carolyn, and with open hearts, we embark on a transformative new series, Praying Through Pain, Honest Conversations with God. Have you ever felt a pang of hesitation, a sense that your emotions are too raw, too unchristian to bring before the Almighty? Perhaps you've questioned whether it's permissible to express anger, disappointment, or utter brokenness to God. Today, we'll uncover the profound truth that the Bible not only permits, but encourages authentic, unfiltered communication with our Creator, even in our darkest hours. So often, we present a carefully curated version of ourselves, not just to the world, but even to God. We believe our prayers must be polished, positive affirmations, devoid of any hint of struggle. Yet Scripture reveals a different story, a tapestry woven with the raw, unfiltered emotions of those who dared to bring their whole selves before the Lord. Let's turn to Psalm 13, where David's anguished cry echoes through the ages. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? Feel the weight of those words, the palpable pain of abandonment and grief. David, a man after God's own heart, didn't shy away from expressing his deepest fears and sorrows. He didn't sugarcoat his experience or pretend that everything was all right. Instead, he laid bare his raw emotions before God, trusting in His unwavering love. And David is not alone. Throughout the Psalms, we encounter a spectrum of human emotions laid bare before the Lord: doubt, fear, anger, despair, and even the yearning for justice. These expressions weren't deemed unfit for Scripture. They were preserved as sacred examples of authentic faith, a testament to the power of vulnerability before God. Consider Job, who dared to question God's very justice in the face of unimaginable suffering. Or Jeremiah, who, in his despair, accused God of deceiving him. And let us not forget the Book of Lamentations, a poignant chronicle of the suffering endured by God's people. These voices from the past remind us that honest prayer is not merely permitted. It is a profound act of faith, a testament to our trust in God's unwavering love. When we bring our pain to God without reservation, we demonstrate our unwavering belief that He is vast enough to encompass our deepest emotions. We show that we trust in our relationship with Him enough to be vulnerable and honest. This is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to the depth of our faith, a reflection of the intimate bond we share with our Creator. What does this mean for us, here and now? I believe that many of us are carrying unnecessary burdens, shielding God from our pain instead of seeking solace in His embrace. We try to protect Him from our struggles, forgetting that He is the ultimate source of comfort and healing. Allow me to share a personal experience. 2 years ago, I faced a devastating loss that shook the very foundations of my faith. For months, I struggled to pray the right prayers, expressing gratitude, affirming God's goodness, and desperately searching for a silver lining. But beneath the surface, I was drowning in a sea of grief and anger. It was during a deep dive into the Psalms of Lament that I realized I had permission to bring my authentic feelings to God. One night, alone in my car, I poured out my heart in an honest prayer. It was far from eloquent, filled with tears, accusations, and questions that seemed to have no answers. Yet, in that raw moment of vulnerability, something shifted within me. I wasn't instantly healed, but I felt God's presence in a way that had eluded me during all my proper prayers. Lamentations 3:19-23 beautifully captures this paradox. I remember my affliction and my wandering, the bitterness and the gall. I well remember them, and my soul is downcast within me. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Notice how the writer doesn't rush to embrace hope. He first acknowledges the depth of his pain, allowing himself to fully experience the weight of his suffering. The yet only emerges after the reality of suffering has been fully expressed. This is the biblical pattern of lament, honest pain followed by a conscious choice to trust in God's unwavering love, even in the face of adversity. How can we cultivate this practice of authentic prayer in our own lives? Let me offer 3 simple principles gleaned from Scripture. First, speak your truth. Psalm 62:8 urges us to pour out your hearts to Him. Not the carefully edited highlights, not the sanitized emotions, but the very essence of your being. God already knows what resides within your heart, but expressing it aloud strengthens your intimacy with Him, fostering a deeper connection built on trust and vulnerability. Second, remember God's character. Even in his most profound moments of lament, David anchors himself in the unwavering truth of who God is. In Psalm 13, after expressing his feelings of abandonment, he concludes, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation." Your honest emotions do not diminish God's goodness. Rather, they serve as a testament to your faith in his ability to meet you in your pain. Third, bring your pain into community. The Book of Lamentations was intended to be read aloud in community, a shared experience of grief and hope. The Psalms were sung together, voices harmonizing in a chorus of faith. We were never meant to carry our burdens alone. Seek out trusted believers who can listen to your authentic prayers without judgment, offering support and understanding as you navigate your journey of healing. Dear friends, what if our most honest prayers are in fact our most faithful ones? What if telling God exactly how we feel, no matter how messy or uncomfortable, is the first step towards healing and wholeness? In a world that often demands spiritual perfection and carefully curated facades, let us reclaim the biblical practice of lament. Let us approach God as we truly are, with all our imperfections and vulnerabilities, trusting that He will meet us with compassion and grace. For the God of Scripture is vast enough to encompass our questions, strong enough to bear our anger, and loving enough to embrace us in our pain. Next week, we will delve into the depths of Psalm 88, often considered the darkest psalm in Scripture, and explore what it teaches us about praying when hope seems to have vanished. Until then, I encourage you to embark on a personal experiment. Identify one emotion that you have been concealing from God and express it to Him in prayer. No filters, no spiritual jargon, just you and God engaging in an authentic conversation. You may be surprised by the profound sense of closeness you experience when you release the need to perform and simply be real. Thank you for joining me today on Faithful Reflections Christian Chronicles. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with someone who may need permission to pray honestly. And remember, your authentic pain is not a barrier to God. It is a pathway to Him, a bridge that leads to deeper intimacy and unwavering faith. This is Carolyn with Faithful Reflections, reminding you that God's love meets you exactly where you are, not where you pretend to be. Embrace your authentic self and allow God's grace to guide you on your journey of healing and transformation.